Patriots fans, what a ride this season has been. The energy around Foxborough feels different right now. You can sense it in every snap, every tackle, and every cheer from the crowd. The New England Patriots are on a mission, sitting strong at 7 wins and 2 losses, and it's time we talk about what's next. There's a lot of excitement, but also a lot of questions. Who should the Patriots go after? What moves could push this team from good to great as the season heads toward its defining stretch? Let's start where the heart of the team beats the hardest, the backfield. Ramondre Stevenson missed the last game with that nagging toe issue, but word is he should be back soon. In his absence, we saw Trayvon Henderson and Tyrell Jennings step up, and honestly, they held their own. Jennings even found the end zone, and while the ground game wasn't flawless, it got the job done. The Patriots didn't just win, they won the rushing battle against a strong opponent. That says something about the depth in this backfield. Henderson showed flashes of what he can be, Jennings ran hard, and once Stevenson returns, that 1-2 punch could be back to full force. For now, I'm not losing sleep over the running backs. They're steady, reliable, and the production will climb again when everyone's healthy. Now, wide receivers, that's where the debates start flying. The comments have been full of fans asking for a new weapon, someone who can stretch the field and make life easier for Drake May. Some people are talking about Brian Thomas Jr., and I get it. Young, explosive, and full of potential. A big-bodied receiver like him could open up the offense in ways we haven't seen yet. But if a guy like that comes in, who loses touches? That's the million-dollar question. Kayshon Boutte has been impressive when healthy. Stephon Diggs continues to do his thing. And Pop Douglas has quietly become one of the most efficient slot receivers on the roster. Bringing in another big-time target could shake things up. The Patriots need to balance star power with chemistry, and that's never simple. Sometimes adding a name doesn't automatically make you better. It changes the rhythm of the whole offense. If you ask me, it depends on Boutte's recovery timeline. If he's going to be out for a while, then yeah, maybe it's worth adding a reliable number 2 or 3 receiver, someone who can contribute immediately without throwing off the system. But if Boutte's close to returning, I'd think twice before chasing a blockbuster trade. A lot of people throw out big names like Calvin Ridley or Odell Beckham Jr., but honestly, I don't see those fits. Both are talented, but it feels like the Patriots need someone younger, hungrier, someone who wants to build with this team rather than just stop by for a short stay. DJ Chark? That's a maybe. He's got size, he's got speed, and when healthy, he could be a vertical threat. Robert Woods is another interesting one. Experienced, consistent, and though he's not his prime anymore, you know exactly what you're getting. It wouldn't be flashy, but it'd be solid. And let's be real, when has New England ever cared about being flashy? They care about production, discipline, and fit. That's the Patriot way. So while wide receiver talk is fun, I'm not convinced it's the top priority. The real difference makers this team needs might be on the other side of the ball. Because when you look at teams that go deep into the playoffs, what do they all have in common? They win in the trenches. They pressure quarterbacks. They make offenses uncomfortable. That's what the Patriots have to focus on now. Let's talk edge rushers. If you've been watching closely, you know that rotation has been hit or miss lately. KC stepped up last game with a sack and a couple of tackles for loss, which was great to see. But Harold Landry hasn't looked like himself these past few weeks. Early in the season, he was explosive, disruptive, a nightmare for opposing tackles. Lately, not so much. Maybe it's fatigue, maybe it's just the grind of the season, but the Patriots can't afford to let their pass rush fade. That's where depth comes into play. If they can add another capable edge rusher, someone who can rotate in and keep the pressure consistent, it could change everything for this defense. You only need to look at the Philadelphia Eagles last year to see the impact of a deep defensive front. When you can rotate elite-level pass rushers and never drop the intensity, you dominate games. Trey Hendrickson's name has been floating around in trade talks. The guy's a beast when healthy, and the Bengals might be open to dealing him after that brutal loss they suffered. But that would be an expensive move, not just in terms of draft picks, but also financially. And with him being on a short-term deal, it could end up being just a one-year rental. Still, if you want to make a statement, if you want to tell the rest of the league you're serious about a playoff run, that's the kind of bold move that does it. You're not going to find many players who can wreck a backfield like Hendrickson. Of course, the Patriots could also go for something smaller. A rotational guy from a struggling team. Maybe someone who hasn't gotten much playing time, but still has upside. There are always options if you know where to look. Edge depth is non-negotiable. The Patriots have a solid interior with Christian Barmore and Milton Tonga holding it down, even mixing Tonga in on offense at fullback last game, which was wild to see, by the way. But that outside pressure has to be more consistent. When you rely on the same guys to take every snap, fatigue sets in and production drops. A fresh rotation keeps that front four dangerous from the first quarter to the final whistle. The formula isn't complicated. Dominate up front, and everything else falls into place. Now, let's move to another crucial spot, cornerback. Christian Gonzalez has been phenomenal this season. The kid's confidence and technique are way beyond his years. But seeing him come down awkwardly after that jump ball with Drake London last game was a scare. Thankfully, he said he was ready to return if needed, which is amazing news. Still, that moment highlighted how thin this team is at corner once you get past the starters. Carlton Davis has been solid. Marcus Jones is scrappy in the slot, but the depth behind them raises questions. You've got Alex Austin and Charles Woods, and while they're promising, you have to wonder if that's enough heading into the second half of the season. Depth matters, especially when you're making a playoff push. Injuries happen. Matchups get tougher. You need guys you can trust when your starters need a breather or go down mid-game. That's why I think adding a veteran cornerback makes a ton of sense. Not necessarily a blockbuster trade. Maybe just a smart pickup, someone with experience who can step in if needed. Think of what Joe Flacco did for the Browns a couple of years back. He was sitting at home, got the call, and suddenly he's leading them through crunch time. That's what experience gives you, calm under pressure. Players like Stephon Gilmore or James Bradbury might not be long-term answers, but for a season run, they bring leadership and know-how that young corners can learn from. If I had to rank the Patriots' biggest needs right now, I'd say edge rusher and cornerback depth top the list. Those are the two spots that could really elevate this team from a good story to a serious contender. Running back, fine. Wide receiver, always nice, but not urgent. The Patriots' defense is what defines this team. And if they want to keep making noise, it starts with getting after the quarterback and locking down receivers on the back end. Because in today's league, if you can't pressure the passer, you're not lasting long. So, Patriots fans, what do you think? Are you swinging big for a Trey Hendrickson-type player, or are you keeping it safe and building depth quietly? Do you want a bold move for a wide receiver, or do you trust what this offense already has? Whatever the case, the Patriots are in a position to make things interesting. 7-2 isn't just a good start, it's a statement. The foundation is there. The identity is forming. Now it's about fine-tuning, finding the missing pieces, and setting up for that final stretch run that separates contenders from the rest. When you look at where the Patriots stand right now, it's impossible not to feel that sense of anticipation building. The team has momentum, the fan base is buzzing, and the locker room energy feels alive again. But the next few weeks will define how far they can really go. It's that moment in every season when decisions need to be made, not just about who plays, but about what kind of team you want to be. Are the Patriots content being a solid playoff contender, or are they ready to take that next step and chase something bigger? Let's talk about what that means on the defensive side of the ball, because that's where this team's identity truly lies. The Patriots have always built their success around discipline, structure, and physicality. That's what makes them who they are. But even great systems need upgrades. The pass rush is one area where the difference between good and elite becomes obvious. When you watch this defense, you can see the flashes of dominance, those moments where they collapse the pocket and force quarterbacks into bad throws. But consistency is what separates contenders from pretenders. If they can find one more edge rusher, one more guy who can create chaos off the line, this defense could become one of the most dangerous in the league. You can never have too many players who can hit the quarterback. It changes everything. It helps the secondary, it helps the linebackers, and it completely shifts the momentum of games. Now, the cornerback position ties directly into that. A great pass rush makes corners look better, and great corners make the pass rush more effective. It's a cycle. Right now, The Patriots starters look strong. Christian Gonzalez is maturing into a real shutdown corner. Carlton Davis brings that veteran steadiness, and Marcus Jones adds that spark in the slot. But after those three, the depth chart starts to look thin. And that's not a knock on the young guys. It's just reality in the NFL. One injury, one bad matchup, and suddenly you're asking someone inexperienced to handle a top receiver in a high-stakes game. That's risky. A smart front office prepares for that by adding experience before it becomes an issue. It doesn't have to be a massive trade. Sometimes the right move is just bringing in a veteran who's been there before, someone who knows how to handle the pressure of big moments. There are names out there. Stephon Gilmore, for example, knows the system and knows what it means to play in New England. Imagine bringing him back for one more run. The leadership alone would be worth it. Or a guy like Bradbury, who could come in, fit right into the rotation, and provide that insurance you need late in the season. The goal isn't to shake up the roster. It's to make it sturdier, smarter, and playoff ready. When you get to December football, depth wins championships. That's how the Patriots used to operate under Bill Belichick, and that philosophy still matters today. You plan for the worst, and when it happens, you're ready. And let's not forget the other side of the ball. The offense is growing, but it's still searching for its full rhythm. Drake may have been doing everything you can ask from a young quarterback, showing poise, learning from his mistakes, and delivering when it counts. But the team around him has to keep evolving too. The running game will help him immensely once Ramondre Stevenson is fully back in form. That ground attack opens up everything. Play action, spacing, and tempo. When the Patriots control the line of scrimmage and force defenses to respect the run, May looks more comfortable, and the offense flows naturally. As for the receivers, that conversation will never go away. Fans want excitement, and wide receivers bring that. But sometimes the smartest move is patience. Let's say Bout gets healthy and returns strong. Add that to Pop Douglas, Stephon Diggs, and the steady hands of Hunter Henry at tight end. Suddenly, the passing game starts to feel balanced. Sure, there's always room for a deep threat, someone who can stretch the field vertically and make defenses pay, but it has to be the right fit. You don't want to disrupt chemistry just to add a name that looks good on paper. That's not how sustainable success is built. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL world is buzzing with whispers that could shake the league to its core. Sources close to the situation suggest that Shedeur Sanders, the young quarterback sensation who has captured headlines with his poise and cannon arm, has made a stunning decision. He has reportedly accepted an irresistible offer from the New England Patriots. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the speculation alone is enough to set fans and analysts into a frenzy. For months, rumors have swirled around Sanders' future, with scouts and insiders debating which franchise would best suit his dynamic style. Known for his quick decision-making and uncanny ability to read defenses, Sanders has been linked with several playoff contending teams. But it seems New England may have finally won the bidding war. Sources describe the offer as unprecedented for a quarterback of his age and experience, with the Patriots reportedly dangling a combination of guaranteed money, leadership opportunities, and a chance to step into a high-profile system under head coach Bill Belichick. The timing of this potential move adds fuel to the fire. The Patriots, long searching for a long-term solution under center, could see Sanders as the missing piece to reclaiming their once-dominant status. Meanwhile, fans across social media are already speculating about how Sanders' arrival could reshape the AFC East. Would this be a one-year sensation or the start of a multi-season dynasty? Analysts are divided, but the consensus is clear. If true, this could be one of the most talked-about acquisitions of the offseason. Of course, with rumors of this magnitude, skepticism is inevitable. Contract details are murky, and insiders caution that negotiations can shift rapidly. Yet, the excitement is palpable. From Patriots Nation forums to national sports shows, everyone seems to be whispering the same question. Is Shadur Sanders about to become the next big star in Foxborough? Only time will tell, but for now, The rumor mill is working overtime, and fans can't get enough of the tantalizing possibility. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.